Everybody, and welcome back to another exciting week of Overwatch. This week is week 7, the final regular season of the Overwatch University League here in North America. My name is Tough on Dirt, Gentle on Carpet, and joining me today is my beautiful and succulent co-host, Tormented by Gnomes. What's going on, Gnomes?
How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing excellent, man. I'm having a good day. And also, guys, on production, your beloved cameraman is going to be Mukai Kubo. What's going on, man? Guys,
But your voice is ambrosia, so you're forgiven, my friend.
Have you seen his head? It's if there's one word I can describe Mukai as, it's
shiny.
I was gonna say radiant. It's like a glimmering beacon of hope.
You're getting a lot of compliments today, Mukai.
Yes, it makes me nervous.
But yeah, guys, Mukai is going to be controlling that camera for you, and he's going to be giving us some pro insight in between games as well to give us his own personal input on what's going on.
Our first match for the day is going to be Innuendos versus Shark Logic, ladies and gentlemen. These two teams are fairly well balanced. Innuendos clocking in with an average SR of 2192, and Shark Logic with a 2015. Looking at the breakdown here, the first match is going to be on Lijiang Tower. This is Innuendo's home map. The second match will be on Volskaya Industries. And right now, looking at the lineup between the two, Ben Viglo, captain of Innuendos, is a support main. Casemiro prefers to play Roadhog Pharah. Tumiko has most hours put in on Pharah and Symmetra. Very high win rate with Symmetra. Danger Davis, Soldier, very high level of accuracy with Soldier. Hikaru playing Mercy and Soldier, and Super Snive on Rhine, Mercy, and Hog. So a bit of a flex pick. Very high survivability rates on Super Snive. So expect to see some very careful gameplay, a lot of defensive, good positioning I would expect to see coming. Most likely loadouts coming there, a 2-2-2 based off of Fa Mercy above, and a Roadhog, Soldier, Rhine, Lucio on the ground. Classic, very effective. Maybe not up to date with the current dive meta, but at this point, it really is about what is the most effective strategy in terms of your personal gameplay. Meanwhile, over in Shark Logic's corner, who they'll be playing in red at first, we've got Blaze CC playing Zarya, very high win rate, 65% win rate on Zarya in competitive. G3 Yoast, I think that's Ghost, on support, most likely going to be on Zen or Ana. Rousfer playing Soldier Roadhog. Contagion, a support main, Lucio Mercy. Fish, Pharah, Mercy, Zarya. Wheat Z playing Diva or Orisa. Very objective, heavy gameplay from that player. And finally, Kizanagi, I will get that right during the cast, on Mei and Pharah. So it is anyone's game who's going to be taking us out here first, and we are just waiting for the teams to be all set to go before we launch into this match for you.
You know, speaking of which here, I'm noticing something going on with the icons there. We do have a little bit of for the Innuendos, we got a little bit of Hikaru seems to be putting them off there. They all had the golden icons, and they're missing one guy. But on the other side, Shark Logic is not taking initiative with those icons.
Yes, folks, you got to say that team icon cohesion is probably one of the most underlooked aspects of the modern Overwatch meta. If your team doesn't have their act together in terms of coordinating, whether it be by let's all pick food, let's all pick gold icons, etc., you're going to have a bad time. It's no excuse that you can't actually purchase player icons. You can only get them in random loot crates. That's doesn't excuse you whatsoever.
You should be playing more and getting those loot crates until you can all match up there. That's the point, right?
Absolutely. So we are ready to go, folks. Both teams are ready. We are launching into game now.
Now, speaking of Lijiang Tower, how do you think each team is going to approach this, and what are some key parts of the map that you really want to take a look at, Tormented Gnome?
Well, first off, let's take a look at the first map, which is going to be Night Garden, and both sides are likely to play a Pharah here, particularly Fa Mercy, and you can't really ask for a better map, although Control on Lijiang is also an excellent choice. The vertical space, the environmental kill potential, all excellent places for that wide open play that Pharah enjoys. The only downside being a fair lack of aerial cover for that gameplay. Coming out of the side of Innuendos, Ben Viglo showing Lucio, Hikaru showing Ana, Cracio swapping back and forth, but probably going to Zarya. Super Snive on Reinhardt, Danger Davis on Soldier, and Tumiko on Pharah. Meanwhile, playing in the red, Shark Logic, Blaze CC on Zarya, Rousfer playing Soldier 76, Wheatsy showing Diva, Contagion on Lucio. Gayost on Zen, and Fish on Pharah. Tough on Dirt, talk to me a little bit about the support choices coming out of Shark Logic, because they don't have what you'd call a burst healer at all.
Oh, they don't, huh? It's kind of interesting. Zenyatta can be a good heal, especially with the Pharah, because he can reach her. It can be a little difficult, but we are going to hop into the match right here on the point there. Innuendo's going around the right-hand side. What are you seeing here, Gnomes?
Innuendo's going through the back door, and so is Shark Logic. It's a brawl in the close quarters. A lot of back and forth. Charging right in on the Reinhardt. Super Snipe picks off Contagion right off the bat, but then is faced with the combined firepower of Shark Logic. Shark Logic now has the maneuverability. They've taken both sides. Danger Davis facing off against Blaze CC. Point opening up. Kill feed lighting up. Fish takes out Danger Davis. Tumiko. Both sides getting kills off of their Pharahs. But it would seem that Innuendos is mostly in control of the point. Super Snipe getting Weezy dead. Rouser dropping the main tank, but there's still more forces on the side of Innuendos. Change as a series of kills comes out of Rouser with the power of Zenyatta just absolutely doing work. The Discord Orb and the Orbs taking out Shark Logic, completely flipping the battle around in the favor of Shark Logic.
Yeah, wow. Shark Logic really didn't seem like they had it going there. Innuendos was all on the point, and we're cleaning up, but slowly but surely, I think it was the Zen that, like you said, he came in there, and he really turned it around for Shark Logic. So Innuendos are going to have to figure out how they want to come in, and it looks like they're going to come around this back door.
That's correct. Going in, opening with that Fire Strike. Super Snipe leading the charge. Pretty fast engage as they go on here to the point, but no opening kills until Fish drops Danger Davis. And that is their main answer against that Pharah taken out. Once again, Zenyatta going off Super Snipe down. This push is over. It's all over but the crying. The only choice now is how to disengage with minimum casualties. Tumiko goes down to Gayost. Gotta give props to Gayost here for absolutely doing work. Shark Logic in decisive control of the point as Innuendos is forced to back off. Danger Davis opening up with 2 kills there, taking out Pharah and Gayost, possibly opening things up. They're going in, third time's the charm. They go back in, Super Snipe charging onto the point. A brawl on the point, Weetzy's purpled out. Danger Davis pops the tack visor. Super Snipe dropping Weetzy out of mech. Rouser still trying to get some work done on the point, but Hikaru with the double kill off the Anane doing absolute work. Fish flying around the back trying to get some parting shots, but with 60% left on the point, Innuendos finally flips it around.
Yeah, man, they were finally able to take it, and we actually saw a tactical visor coming out of Innuendos so they could take that point, but that means we have a slight ult advantage coming in from the Shark Logic now, so we should be able to see them coming in now and really try to see how they want to take this. It looks like they might take the bridge. They do have Fish on the top putting a little damage in as well, and now it looks like they're going to start engaging.
There are going to be fireworks in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Rouser drops Tumiko. The combination of Soldier 76 and Zenyatta's Discord Orb just doing work. Chaos forced to pop ult. Super Snipe pops ult. Fish dropping the ultimate. Holy crap. Super Snipe with 2 kills. 2 separate kills from different sources. Fish still trying to get some work done around the point. 3 hostiles on the point right now as Innuendos battles for control. There goes the ultimate. 2 kills off of Blaze CC. No ultimates required, ladies and gentlemen. That is a triple off of Zarya as they start to flip the point around. Just the dregs of this engagement managing to struggle for control. Super Snipe now coming around. They're trying the front wave this time. Contesting control of the point. They managed to get 53% on the side of Innuendos as they back off to the main choke, waiting for their next attack.
Yeah, as you can see in that last fight, we had 2 people go down for both teams, but on the point, we had a Zarya ult come in where she basically pulled together the last remaining people on the team and really took him out.
See, this is the problem with that front there, is Fish just absolutely booping the crap out of Super Snipe. Rosfer pops ultimate, gets a couple of kills, but then Benviglow answers with a boop, dropping that tack visor into Oblivion. Still not really a full-fledged engagement here. A couple of members of Innuendo still trying to maybe pull up some ult or make a play. They only have 10% left on the point. Danger Davis now trying to cross that bridge, but with that Pharah's boop on, yep, there we go. Just barely saving that Reinhardt Super Snipe, who charges in, smashing around D.Va, not quite managing to get off of mech. Excellently timed ultimate there. Fish drops ult, and when you're pushing into a point like this, when Innuendos is trying to push onto the point with 99% on the clock and just ultimates across the board on the side of Shark Logic, that's about the way that you expect that fight to go.
Oh yeah, we were seeing a lot of boops coming out of Fish. In fact, we did see the Soldier ult get negated because he got immediately pushed off the map when it happened. And so I was really impressed by Shark Logic's control there. And I think Innuendos maybe should have stayed away from that bridge.
Agreed. That's, like I said, absolute hunting ground for Pharah. Tons of environmental kill potential. And so is this map now. The Night Market map The back side of the point is definitely more environmental kill friendly, and there are a lot of openings where Farah can get some excellent play. We're going to have to see whether they choose to take the fight in the courtyard, go around the back, fight in the inner courtyard, etc. Not a lot of changes coming out here, except that Hikaru has now swapped onto Mercy, probably going to team up with Tomiko to try to get some Farah revenge of their own. On the other side, we see the exact same composition coming out of Shark Logic, looking fairly confident as they go in. Looks like our first engagement. Innuendos takes the courtyard. Shark Logic goes around from the back, and they are engaged onto the point. Reinhardt squaring off, gets a nice charge onto Weedsy, going back in for some additional damage, manages to smack Weedsy out of the shield there. Benviglo with a huge double boop, taking out Chaos and Rouse for Tomiko, dropping Weedsy. This is a completely different fight, ladies and gentlemen. Innuendos absolutely out for blood as Benviglo chases them on the Lucio around the back, just trying to threaten them. Two Lucios booping back and forth, trying to go for that environmental kill. Contagion forced to back off. Rouse for now pulling around the side as Shark Logic comes in for another attack.
And Innuendo just showing their dominance on this point. We noticed that they had 4 people up while the other team was basically completely dead, and so they're going to hold this point pretty well. We need to see Shark Logic try to come back forward, and it looks like they're coming around this top corner here, but they do have to face a fair Mercy combo now, which I think was a very good switch for Innuendos.
And Innuendo's already stopped that push in its track by getting a quick boop kill onto Blaze CC, right immediately calling that one off. Rouse for now combining with Zenyatta once again to take out his counterpart in Danger Davis. This leaves the skies open for Fish to get some work done. Major engagement on the point. Chaos drops Super Snipe completely down. Chaos on the point, but it looks like Shark Logic is gaining control. One player res. Super Snipe is back into action. Does not have ultimate up. Rocket Barrage onto Super Snipe, drops him right back into the grave where he was. And it looks like while Innuendos is just pushing here, holding, getting as much time as they can, Hikaru now sacrificing himself just to build up that charge, 60% to 0 as Shark Logic takes ownership.
And it looks like that res really didn't help him out too much in the end. There's only 1-man res on a Reinhardt, so at the end of the day, he got taken out very quickly. I noticed that Fish popped her ult to really negate that res, and so it's really going to mean that they take the point, but they do have a lot of time that they got to make up for. And if Innuendos can come in here and clean up once again, then they may have the advantage.
Absolutely. They have two offensive ultimates ready. Engagement now onto the point. Super Snipe leading the charge once again. Getting a huge Earth Shatter, charging and taking out Weedsy and Rouse for both. Benviglo with another boop onto the Chaos. Just absolute massacre. Another boop onto Blaze CC. It is supportal combat, ladies and gentlemen, as Innuendos crushes Shark Logic right off the point, giving them 39% before saying, sorry, this is our house.
And these guys are doing work with their ults, man. The minute Super came in, he hammered down and just cleared off the point and really pulled it together for his team. Shark's gonna have to come back, and they are at a disadvantage themselves now, so they're gonna have to figure out how to push in here. Probably dry. They really only have their soldier on the soldier with his already.
This is one thing you have to take into consideration. Shark Logic's composition leaves them highly vulnerable to that Reinhardt ult. The only thing they have that can block it is Blaze CC's bubbles, and those are super situational. Supportal combat, Chaos takes out Hikaru. Massive Graviton Surge right into the self-destruct. Nothing done, the shield absorbs it entirely. Fish was not able, no, Tomiko was not able to get too much done off of that Rocket Barrage. Super Snipe goes charging off into Oblivion. Oh, that is gonna cost them. Blaze CC taking out Crusaders and their counterpart. Tomiko getting Weedsy out of mech, but I doubt they're going to be able to hold on to this. There are too many Sharks on the point. And then, oh my god, Hikaru with a 4-player res! The tables have turned! Innuendos back into play here, 99% on the board. Danger Davis rockets Fish into Oblivion. Uh-oh, big Graviton Surge. They're dropping left and right. Blaze CC takes them out. That was a huge counterplay, allowing them to take back the point. What a play!
Oh my god, dude, that was insane. When I saw that res, I was like, oh my god, they're back! But that Graviton Surge just sucked them all right back in, and Shark Logic was able to clean up once again. They're only at 51% though, so they cannot let this point be taken because Innuendos is at 99. If this point is taken, it's over for Shark Logic.
Absolutely, and that is the classic way to deal with a Mercy res, ladies and gentlemen. Always keep an ultimate in your pocket. They put him back up, you can just knock him right back down. Hikaru's out of the fight, there will be no res in this engagement. Danger Davis drops Gaios, that's the biggest threat Oh, the ultimate goes off, but there's no follow-up. They managed to drop Super Snipe before anything can get done. Danger Davis picking him off left and right with attack visor. Blaze CC trying to face off against Kracios. Can't get out of that beam. Getting taken down. Tumiko finishes the job. Lasering right onto Weedsy. There's no support there to help them out. Can they drop the enemy? Can Shark Logic be defeated and pushed off the point? Weedsy, the last one standing. Suddenly, an emergency Zenyatta onto the point. Tumiko going off with the, Fish going off with the ultimate. Hikaru gets dropped immediately, 97% on the point. Can they flip it around, ladies and gentlemen? They're streaming in left and right, just trying to get something done. Contagion on there with that bubble keeping him alive for a couple more seconds. Another ultimate goes off just to deny access, but nobody gets caught in it. Rosper pops his ultimate. Tumiko is down, but he gets taken out by Super Snipe. Kracios takes out Contagion. Blaze CC is the last one on the point. Can they do it? He goes down. Oh, but here comes the ultimate out of nowhere. Nuclear launch detected, taking out Hikaru. No more res in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Danger Davis doing some more work, and the main tank drops as well. The fighting is not yet over here on Night Market. Danger Davis doing work. Kracios taking out Weedsy once again. GZ now swapped in the main for the ultimate stagger spawn approach. Just trying to wall in and surviving. Get some kills while they can. Benvigo doing work. Tumiko comes in with the ultimate. Blows right through the Zarya bubble. A Zarya bubble of her own to protect her from Blaze CC. The ultimates are back in. Holy hell! Ladies and gentlemen, Innuendos takes the point.
Oh man, you saw that at the end there, for about 3 whole minutes, or it felt like 3 minutes, Shark Logic was really coming in there and just continuously sending one person in at a time. And though it's not effective, it did keep the point for them. It kept them alive. And that's what you have to do at the end of the day. When your team isn't together and you only got like 1 second to get on the point, you just have to go regardless of whether you're together or whether you're going in 1 by 1. And in the end, we saw Innuendos did take that because they were so cohesive and on the point. But at the same time, Shark Logic had to do that. They had to keep fighting, and they almost took it back at one point.
Absolutely. There's a lot of gameplay that emerges right around when things are desperate that under normal circumstances would not be ideal. But, there's only so much you can do when there's 99% on the clock. All right, folks, we are here on Control Center. Innuendo sticking with they've now swapped Hikaru back to the Ana. We saw a lot of work coming out there. And Chaos off the Zenyatta onto Mercy for a Mercy. Shark Logic takes initial possession of the point, but it's not yet unlocked. And ladies and gentlemen, they're now playing Blaze CC on Reinhardt. Danger Davis is the first to drop. It is an all-out brawl on the point. Both Reinhardts charging after each other with Pocket Mercy. I want to say Shark Logic takes the point first because there's too much red surrounding those blue players. That's right, Fish going off takes out tons and tons of players, just dropping left and right. Tumiko's forced to back off. Benviglo also floating around over there. They need to get out right now, or all they're going to accomplish is staggering themselves and beating ult. And they do exactly that, managing to escape, conceding the point to Shark Logic, and preparing for their next attack.
Yeah, we saw Danger Davis go down there pretty quickly, followed by his immediately followed by 2 tanks going down there for Innuendo. So that was a very hard loss in that fight for them. But it looks like Shark Logic is going to have a tough time defending this point because they do have the low ground compared to that computer room back there.
They do. The question is whose shield is going to drop first. Blaze CC gets charged up by Super Snipe. A lot of excellent coverage onto Super Snipe to keep him alive. And the ultimate comes out! Oh, but the counter ult blasting them away. Absolute carnage on both sides, but Chaos gets the 3-player res, turning the tides of this battle completely. Blaze CC dropping out Kracios. Tumiko goes down. That res was absolutely crucial to that engagement.
Oh my god, Shark Logic is just on point. They know that they have the res advantage, and so they're going to use that whenever they can, and they needed it at that moment. We do not see that coming from Innuendos, and that might cost them a little bit because this Fair Mercy combo is doing a lot of work here for Shark Logic.
And Shark Logic is not going up against a Zenyatta, so that's one less threat. All right, Super Snipe getting onto the point, dropping his counterpart, but does he have the support to stay alive? He's taking a heavy fire, and he's got enemies in the air above him. They've dropped out one, but they lost Benviglo. They have to come in from the computer room and they have to get some kills. They don't have a strong engage at the moment.
You do notice that we do have a ult economy winning for the Innuendos there, so they may be able to pop this off. Tumiko in the background does have her ult.
Danger Davis goes
go down.
huge.
No res is coming out, and it looks like Shark is finally taken out. Well done by Innuendos taking that point back.
Nano Visor between Hikaru and Danger Davis going absolutely huge. Once they had Blaze CC out of the fight, unable to protect anybody, they were able to just clean up. But with 87% on the board for Shark Logic, Innuendos has a long way to go before they're really back into this game.
Yeah, no doubt. And we actually noticed that the ult efficiency or the ult economy is now pretty much even. So we're going to see immediately D.Va come out on the point, plus a hammer down as well. Tell us what's going on, Tormented.
This is a massacre. So they were able to take out Super Snipe immediately, and as soon as that happened, Rosper popped the ultimate, the Shack Visor. There's nobody on the side of Innuendos who can stop that if they lose their Reinhardt. And so by sending in the nuke and tragically losing their Reinhardt, the exact wrong person losing that engagement, they were wide open to that attack. Now it's up to Innuendos to push back on. Oh, BlazeCC taking Hikaru for a ride, smashed into a fine pace against the wall. It is a bloodbath on the point. No point in Innuendos even staying here. They need to nope, you're right. There is a point because they have to stay. They don't have the option. Shark Logic takes that in a series of very decisive engagements.
Very well played. So in both cases, we looks like we have Shark Logic taking the cake on that point.
That's 1-2, ladies and gentlemen. Shark Logic looking strong here in the first round of Shark Logic versus Innuendos. We are back to the Night Market, a map that Innuendos took in a fairly decisive fashion. So the question is, can Shark Logic learn from last round, adapt, and take this match point to victory? Or is this going to go 2-2 and take us back to the Night Guard?
Now you'll notice here that both teams are running the Fair Mercy combo. So I think Shark Logic may have learned a little bit here about, what it takes and what combos are working for them. So I really want to see them kind of evolve a little bit more and really take this point back, because they have been playing so well on these other points, but it's this specific one that they lost. And so it might have been a fluke on your Innuendo side, or it may be that Shark Logic just doesn't have what they need for this map.
All right, both sides are engaging through the front this time after all the boosts of last round. I think they've learned. Super Snipe backed up only by, BlazeCC takes a charge, manages to catch the corner, doesn't go flying into oblivion. Hikaru is out, no ultimate charge for the Mercy. BlazeCC drops his counterpart in Super Snipe with a well-placed Fire Blast. Now engaging on Akrasios, punishing the rest of Innuendos, trying to get some parting kills, manages to drop Benviglo, forcing Innuendos off the point and handing it over to Shark Logic in a strong opening. Tumiko still engaging in aerial combat, gets dropped by Ghost, once again just doing an absolute supportal combat. Excellent DPS in the parts of these supports here, and that is going to cost them. That is half of their main offensive capability to take it out before they can even launch their offensive.
It looks like Innuendos is really trying to get together before they want to make another push. They have D.Va in the corner here, taking a little bit of damage and just building ult. But we do have Fish coming in the background. She might get does get a nice kill on Danger Davis, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming in, or a lot of damage lost.
The sneaky ult over the top! Akrasios saving most of it, but once again, Hikaru just cannot stay alive in these fights, getting dropped time and time again before he can build up that ultimate charge. Rez is now in the pocket, but it doesn't matter if you can't live through the opening of these engagements. Shark Logic in decisive control of the point here. Just a couple of parting shots from Tumiko, but it's just not happening. Danger Davis now coming around the side with ultimate, with that damage charge. This is what they need, but they have to push through two tanks that can absorb that fire, and Ghost lurking on the side with the ultimate. Engagement right down the main. Attack visor goes off. The counter charge. Holy hell! BlazeCC charging right into it. Absolute destruction as Shark Logic takes Innuendo's attempt at an attack and grinds them. There's the resurrect. Danger Davis and Benviglo back onto the point. Super Snipe turns the tables by taking out Rousfer. Weezy takes Hikaru, who did their work, but the main tank is now down. Both main tanks are down. Oh, there goes Fish with the ultimate. The nuclear launch detected. And Tumiko, the counter res!
Final res.
Chaos getting that res. Once again, crushing any hope that Innuendos had of capturing it. Ladies and gentlemen, they are down to one last attempt on this point, and if they fail, Shark Logic will take the first point in this series. The pressure is on. Super Snipe has ultimate. Akrasios going around the side to distract. Main force going in the middle. Can they split their attention long enough to get that ultimate off? A big ultimate! 3 down! Oh my god, Chaos is down on the point. Ultimate's coming out left and right. Tac visor is popped. Sound barrier is popped. Hikaru is down. Super Snipe takes out Contagion. Aerial combat. This Fish is just not being contested nearly enough. Able to get so much work done. Both of those teams projecting their ultimates at each other. Nope, there goes the ultimate. Nuke in over the top, taking out 2. Akrasios out of mech. Ladies and gentlemen, Shark Logic takes Zhejiang Tower.
I gotta say, on that map right there, if there's one guy I was watching, it was Fish the entire time for Shark Logic, man. He was just going in there uncontested. Nobody was really taking him out. The soldier Danger Davis was just not fighting him. And really, Fish was doing work. But here we have the play of the game here. Ben just getting 2 nice boops. Like you said before, man, those boops were on point. Those really are what got Innuendos on the point that first match.
Absolutely. You'll notice in the second match on that point, everybody avoided the back like the plague. They knew exactly what was going to happen to them back there. And that took away a lot of those sudden momentum draining kills that Innuendos was able to get the first time around.
Look at that. Fish doing a ton of damage. And we actually saw Wheezy as well doing a lot of work. 57 eliminations. That is insane.
Absolutely. So, folks, we are going back here to the lobby. The score is currently Shark Logic 1, Innuendo 0, as we move on to the next map of our series, which is going to be Volskaya, the home map for Shark Logic.
And one thing I'd like to note, to me, the story of that game was the story of who was able to counter or not counter Pharah and, to a slightly lesser extent, Pharmacy. Whenever one Pharah was uncountered, she just dominated, like you noted with Fish at the end there.
Props to Tomiko as well, especially in those earlier games. Tomiko was going absolutely off, taking people out, scoring sick boops. But you're right. And we noticed the gameplay changing a lot between when Zenyatta was or was not on the field. Since Zenyatta is a key character in helping to counter out those flying targets.
Guys, by the way, if you guys haven't already heard about Overwatch University, this is a place you want to check out. We are the largest and biggest recreational Overwatch league out there. And really, you want to follow us on Discord, and you might want to follow us on the website, on this channel as well. Hit that heart button in the corner there. And hit us up on Twitter as well at our university. It's all in the bottom description here below. But check us out. We got updated streams. We got casting crews. We got teams that are looking for players. We got players that are looking for teams. If you guys want to coach, we got everything encompassed into Overwatch University. So come check us out. Come meet us in the Discord and really get to know and become better at Overwatch.
Overwatch University League is also proud to announce a partnership with Wawa's Bootcamp, a top-tier coaching community. This partnership is going to benefit both Overwatch University League coaches who want to learn their craft and interact with other semi-pro and pro coaches to help them improve their capabilities, as well as individuals and teams seeking out coaching. So look for more news on that coming out shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, the teams have requested a brief interlude here. I'm going to take this opportunity, one, to let Mukai Kubo get a word in edgewise, and two, to let you know we're going to Volskaya. If Shark Logic wins, that's the end. But if Innuendos takes it, the last map is going to be King's Row, which is the neutral map for Week 7.
And incidentally, King's Row is also one of both teams' home maps. We're only not playing in the first two because both teams picked it as their home map. But given that we're about to go to the single most different game mode from King of the Hill with 2CP, Tough, what do you think the differences are going to be between how these teams approach this? Do you expect any change in comps or strategy?
Since this is such a different map, it could be anyone's game, but I am hoping that they do stick to the Pharaohs and the Mercies, because the Pharah Mercy combos were working out really well. And like you said, whoever controlled the Pharah was really controlling the point, even when there wasn't too much boopage going on from the Pharaohs themselves. That was more on the Lucio side. We did see them coming in with a lot of damage, and there were quite a few boops from the Pharaohs as well. But really, if they can't, Volskaya is very good for open air Pharah fighting, so we can see that once again. I think that'd be really helpful for both teams.
And I'm hoping somebody goes sneaky and tries to put a Pharmacy all the way around the back of the first flank on the first point, because that's always fun when it works, and it's honestly kind of fun when it doesn't work too.
Tormented by Gnomes, from that last game, what are you expecting to see from these two teams?
Hold on just a moment here, folks. We may be swapping sides.
No problem, man.
I would expect to see more of the same. And I also want to say that this is Shark Logic's pick. And it looks like, yep, Innuendos wants to defend first. So this is Shark Logic's pick, and Volskaya is not what I'm going to call one of the most popular maps in the Overwatch University League or anywhere else. This implies that they've picked it deliberately in order to take that pocket map advantage. They've probably studied it and then strategized on it more, and they're relying on people's dread of 2CP to help them, kind of carry this match. Let me just confirm the teams are ready here.
Yeah, and we've seen before in prior weeks on here, teams that pick Volskaya or Anubis, they've often practiced a lot more on those maps than their opponents. And you often see a strong advantage in these 2CP maps for whoever's just put in the time to scrim more.
Guys, these are what you call mind games, man. They're going in, they're saying, nobody plays these maps. We're gonna be the one that plays these maps. So whenever we get to pick these maps, and we get to dominate the other team. So I am looking forward to seeing Shark Logic. Since this is their map, just like lay it out. This should be an awesome game.
One thing that I am expecting, however, Tomiko has an excellent, if I think it's Tomiko on the side of Innuendos, has an excellent pocket Symmetra.
That is
So
correct.
we are going to see some builder play. Volskaya can be extremely advantageous.
Yeah, she
Good
has
turret
a
placement, good shield placement, etc.
she actually has a greater than 70% win rate with Symmetra in comp. So it's one of
Ooh.
the things in her quiver that she's got ready.
I gotta tell you, man, whenever I see a team that has a Symmetra and the other team just doesn't take care of that teleport or doesn't take care of that shield generator, that's basically what wins them the game, hands down.
Yes, and you can also often predict the success or failure of that strategy based on the time. If that Symmetra dies in the first 30, 40 seconds of the game, you're going to have a bad time. Building that ult immediately and getting it playing as long as possible is absolutely key. So whenever you're up against a composition like that, if the Symmetra goes down early, you've bought yourself a big advantage.
And the other thing with a Symmetra defense, who on Shark Logic is going to go after those ults? Who's going to go diving? They don't have a lot of flankers. The only person who really could do it is Fish Aspara, and she's frankly got a better job to do on the front line. So Shark Logic may be vulnerable here.
Both teams are ready. Innuendos will be playing defense first, so we'll see if that comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, Innuendos versus Shark Logic on Volskaya. Let's go.
Oh, speaking of which, I do have to say, Innuendos has finally changed over their icons now, so they're all matching up. It's a little late to see that now, but in the meantime, it's good to note.
Well, I guess that tells us what we can expect out of this next match. Shark Logic enjoyed the advantage while they had it, but now that they've got their icons coordinated, abandon all hope.
Innuendos was playing at a handicap, right? Oh, I see now. I see.
Absolutely. So coming out of the side of Innuendos on the defense, Hikaru showing Roadhog, Kracios on Mercy, Benviglo showing Widow. We'll see if that sticks. Danger Davis on Soldier, Tomiko on Pharah. Hikaru now showing Torbjorn. Let's just wait for things to actually happen here. All right. Blaze CC showing Winston. Rousfer showing Torb. I doubt that'll happen, but it could. Weedsy once again on the Diva. Contagion sticking with the Lucio. Gaost on the highly effective Zenyatta. Once again, a strategy that does not include a burst healer. Fish on the deadly Pharah. Looks like something a little bit more stable coming out on the defensive side. Benviglo on Zenyatta. Hikaru showing a couple of different possibilities here. But looks like sticking with Orisa. Kracios on Mercy. Super Snive on Reinhardt. Danger Davis playing Soldier 76. Tomiko sticking with the deadly Pharah. So defensive positioning, go ahead.
We do have 2 shields coming out from Innuendos here. How do you feel about that, especially since they have a Pharah Mercy combo as well, which won't really benefit from those shields?
Yeah, they're really going to have to play interestingly with that because it's not necessarily going to give them the mobility they need. And I would like to see something more focusing on taking out a hostile Pharah. But hold the phone, Shark Logic now coming out with a full-fledged bona fide dive composition. Rousfer showing Genji, Blaze CC on Winston, engaging now in the point. Tons of fire coming down through that choke, but Rousfer dodges over, definitely got noticed, is tagged with the Discord orb, trying to make a play, forced to back off. Fish now with the orb, getting fired on, dropped immediately. Rousfer surrounded by Innuendos, deflects, tries to get away, gets taken out. That is a punishing first attack. Super Snipe goes on a dive, successfully avoids getting himself killed. Blaze CC down. This is a meat grinder of a defense, ladies and gentlemen. And even though they don't have the snowball effect of a Torbjorn or a Symmetra, they're definitely taking the better of this first engagement. Look at the ultimate charge.
Yeah, definitely. We noticed that one by one, we just saw Shark Logic really falling apart there. The Genji goes down, and then we saw Pharah go down as well, and then Blaze finally just fell apart too. They should have backed out the minute they lost 2 dive people there, but it looks like Blaze had to go down as well. So I'm hoping to see a little more coordination here from Shark.
A lot of teams at this skill level weren't necessarily practicing dive comp earlier in previous seasons, and now that dive is so huge, they're struggling a little bit to adapt, even though it is an excellent strategy. Rousfer taken out. Shark Logic, yep, the other diver down, trying to come around on the right-hand side. They are committing to this attack. Super Snipe dives past them, doesn't get anything done. Gaost is dropped. Weedsy just kind of on the point, completely surrounded, using that defensive matrix. and just trying to avoid getting demeched. Barely manages to escape. Flight team backing off now. Contagion is now lurking on the side. They could pin him out if they're careful. If they are aggressive and push onto him, they could be in a lot of trouble. But the issue with this two-barrier comp is that they're able to control both alleys. And the dive comp should be able to get over it, but I just don't see it happening yet.
We do notice that the dive comp actually switches now. Blaze has gone from Winston to Zarya. So what do you think of that pick? That's a big switch there because they no longer are they a complete dive comp.
It's honestly, first off, Zarya does work well with the dive comp, but now they don't really have too many divey elements. And this is the point of the game where if it's not working, you need to make the change. If it was a minute from now, it would be too late. Rosfer going in with the Dragon Blade, but with Benfiglo immediately popping ult and the team doing a good job of sticking together, Rosfer gets taken out. Ooh, Super Snipe takes Zenyatta for a ride. Supercharger deployed to the field, and this is just innuendos with an ironclad defense. Super Snipe gets that ultimate off, but this is just not going to be in a follow-up. That was too late in the team fight to use that, and doing it into the Supercharger that ult just went out the window.
It was a little, what do you call overkill there? But they did get the job done. Eventually, they did clean up, and we still do have about an even ult economy, so maybe we'll let it slide this time.
Well, I mostly mean if you saw Blaze CC used his ultimate against innuendos, and while he did catch several people, there weren't enough allies around in order to win that fight. So if you save that, one common strategy on your 2 checkpoint maps is if you're losing and you're on offense, just proc ults until you have 6 ults and they don't, and then kill every single one of them. They've now swapped over to, this is a much more standard strategy. Rosfer on McCree, showing that they're highly concerned with that Pharah, I would say. This dual barrier is absolutely working for them. Rosfer now swapping again onto Tracer. Let's see if it can cause enough disruption to make this work. Look at the ultimate economy across the board. 3 good ultimates on the side of innuendos. This is going to be a really tough nut to crack, unless Weezy can get an amazing self-destruct.
They even have that res in there, and so unless that Mercy goes down, it really looks like Shark Logic isn't going to be able to penetrate. They're coming in from the side here. Do you have the Lucio popping his ult? And it looks like we are going to see
Snipe goes.
Oh, go ahead.
There's the ultimate in over the top with the double kill, taking out Kracios. The res is out of the fight. They may have done it. Shark Logic places he dropping a much better ultimate. Fish unloading with the rocket barrage. They've used every single trick in their bag, and it worked, ladies and gentlemen. Shark Logic suddenly sweeping innuendos off the point and getting ready to attack point 2 in overtime.
Wow. A lot of ults here. So it may not be enough to get in a snowball effect, but they did save that point just by really going in there and just using all their ults, taking out the Mercy fairly quickly, and just well played from Shark Logic. The last second they were able to coordinate and get it together.
It just goes to show you can never afford to get complacent. If you feel like you're winning, you have to stay calm. You have to keep playing. You can't get too hungry, because that's when you make mistakes, and you never want to throw away a massive advantage that you have. Looks like Shark Logic coming in through the alley on the right-hand side of the point. Most of Innuendo's defense is concentrated right around the point in an excellent position, though Fumiko coming around to harass the side, monitoring that alleyway, which is an excellent idea. You got to watch out for those pushes. And a lot of back and forth footsie games happening here. Looks like the engage is going to come out. Blaze CC engaging on. Super Snipe charging him in, taking him for a ride. Got him in the side. Tactical visor going off, and the supercharger is deployed. Danger Davis with ultimate power, unloading on his enemies. Kracios taking out a battle mercy kill. Super Snipe does get dropped, and Geos is down before any sort of a res can come out. So that's going to be that push stopped. But on the other hand, that was 2 ultimates out of their out of Innuendo's bag. So that's exactly what Shark Logic really needs to do at this point. They need to save up their ultimates and expend enemy ultimates to win a single decisive attack on the point.
After that first point, they still got 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so they can't afford, you know, take a couple dry pushes here and really just get the ults down for the defense while they build their own. We have Fair Mercy coming in the corner here. I think this is a better area for the Pharaohs to really shine, because in the beginning there, they had that wall right in front of him. Here, there's a lot more open space.
Blaze CC is landing a lot of those fire strikes. His shield is getting low, but he's building up tons of charge off those. He now has his ult. So these fire strikes have been on point. You've got to make sure to dodge out of the way of those. Still going back and forth. You can tell they're building up ultimates. They've almost got everything that they need. But Innuendos is also fully loaded with 4 ultimates, including a res. Both sides have res. So in this next engagement, watch the Pharaohs and watch the Mercies, because that is going to be absolutely key to who's going to take this fight.
Now that being said, on the first point, Shark Logic actually did take that point when Innuendos had a res and had the ult economy won. So, ooh, Reinhardt just gets pulled off the map there. But like I was saying, Shark Logic really might be able to come back in here.
And the interesting thing about taking out, oh, both supports down on the side of Innuendos. Rousfer goes down, but they're going to need to hold out. Fish with the ultimate blasting away. They are in control of the point, ladies and gentlemen. Can Kracios get here in time to make a difference? No, they're dropping left and right. Super Snipe with a game-changing ultimate, smacking Fish out of the way, buying precious time. Kracios swooping in for the res.
Oh, Rez came in as well. We got Reinhardt v Reinhardt on the back here. Blaze just might take out the Mercy for Innuendos. And oh, she might go down. He does get the Lucio ult, and it looks like there's going to be a huge Reinhardt fight in the wall here.
Nuclear launch detected, coming back down, taking out two. Super Snipe and Blaze CC on the point, still trying to make a play. Hikaru goes down to a boop, and they're still holding on. Oh, that ultimate was important. Oh, he took out Chaos. That was a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. But Super Snipe cannot come to Kracios' defense. They have to stay on the point. Down goes Mercy. Danger Davis keeping the point alive. And that was 2 ticks on the clock with 30 seconds left. Honestly, a very good push on the side of Shark Logic, but I don't think they're going to have enough gas in the tank to really make a final go at this.
You never know, but I do gotta say that it was a very good push. That was their moment, but just in the beginning, I think Super Snipe was the guy to keep an eye on because he was just coming in and cleaning up, especially with both his hammer downs there on the point. So really well done to Super there, controlling that defense.
Absolutely. Even if when he didn't get a ton of kills off of the charge, he did manage to gain battlefield control, which is all you really need to maintain on defense. All right, so Weetzy's out of mech. We've still got Mercies alive on both sides, both of them with their reses. Lots of kills on the side of Innuendos. Chaos goes down. There will be no res. There will be no cavalry, ladies and gentlemen. Venverglow, 1-player res, and Innuendos still maintaining control, but starting to take casualties, dropping off. Super Snipe Rousford gets taken out. They're able to go back onto the point. Another big ultimate, killing Contagion outright. Fish trying to keep the point alive, and that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. 69.0% of point 2 captured by Shark Logic. And it is Innuendo's turn to attack.
Wow, I think, in my opinion, I did not expect that. I was expecting Shark Logic to come in there and dominate this map, but Innuendos held their own. Not only that, they held their defense just extremely well. We only saw a few pushes that really got into penetration there. So I'm really impressed by Innuendos. I'm hoping Shark Logic has some better defense than they did offense.
Well, let's keep in mind that this is Shark Logic's home map. That was a very, very good push, honestly, on their part. They may not have captured it out, but with 69%, that's nothing to sneeze at. It is very possible on Volskaya to get far less than that, even with all that time. So let's see what they come out swinging with here. I'm not sure how seriously to take Innuendo's current lineup.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they should. I think they should totally stick with that comp, man. But it looks like they are going to switch it slowly but surely. Looks like there might be a little bit of a dive. They do have the Winston there. Tomiko may or may not stay as Sombra. We'll have to see that.
I like the Sombra pick. I would love to see that come out right now. That is an extremely competitive choice right now. You see it all the time in Apex in Korea. Top teams using Sombra to break through difficult points like this. But Tomiko switching back to the Pharah, which is fine. The Pharah play has been phenomenal. Let's look at what we see coming out on the defensive side. It looks like they're mirroring Innuendo's 2-barrier defense. In fact, I want to say this is almost entirely a mirror comp from last round, except maybe with a D.Va. Maybe they had a D.Va last time. Hikaru on the offense also showing that dual barrier play. The only difference being Kracios switching to the Ana instead of the Mercy. So it won't be a res duel. They're going to have to really focus on dropping Gauss before they can get those kills out.
Yeah, so Gauss is going to be the person to watch here. Whether she goes down is really going to determine how these fights go. And it looks like Innuendos is going to come around the left-hand side here on this first map.
And the battle is joined. Let's see how they push around this point. Both sides playing back and forth. Venverglow gets killed in an attempt to round the corner. Super Snipe right into the middle of that pile, kept alive by very, very aggressive Ana defense, but it's not going to be enough. ACC takes him for a ride, smashes him in. Ooh, someone's being sneaky on the point. Danger Davis racking up a wee little bit of percentage there, just, you know, a little cheeky push. But this is going to be over very quickly. Danger Davis making a run for it. Manages, maybe, nope, demeched. And that stagger is going to cost them. Look at all that fire onto that single player. Reinforcements are on the way, but will it be enough?
surprised she stayed alive that long, but she does finally get taken down. Looks like Shark Logic's going to get back together behind the barriers and just kind of hang out. Like you said, it is
Honestly,
very similar to the defense we saw last time. Instead, I think they have a Lucio, though, and that's a big difference.
yes, and honestly, that staying alive that long just hurt the team. You want it to die faster there, if at all possible. We now have a triple tank coming out of the side of Innuendos, opting to put Kracios on Winston, going in super snipe with a massive, colossal earth shatter. Can he take out Chaos? Yes! Down goes Mercy. That was a huge play. There will be no res. They're going to capture this point, I would almost say certainly, with a huge amount of time on the clock. They just need to pressure Fish, and Fish goes down to her own rocket. Oh, that was a very different story on the offense here.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. That hammer down really cleaned it up for the Innuendos there. And really, at the end of the day, they only had Blaze and they only had, I think it was like a diva. It looked like weird. They only had Blaze on the point, basically. And so now it looks like Shark is actually going to switch over to a Mei from Rouser. So it's kind of Rouse first. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this out.
Oh, that Mei wall is very nice, cutting off part of the group. Really important to break Anna's line of control there. But the kills are starting to come out, and it's looking fairly even. Chaos with the double res, turning the tide around. Not going to give them up this easily. And that is a red kill feed, ladies and gentlemen. Shark Logic just going ham. Chimiko popping ult. I don't know how I feel about that. That battle was already lost. You don't pop that ult when everyone's dead and there's a diva in your face.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I gotta say, that res came in and really saved the day. Like we said before, Gaius is gonna be the one to watch because the minute she comes in with that res is gonna be the tide turner, and that was just it, man. It looked like Innuendos really had it going there, and then Shark Logic just came back alive.
You don't need to get the massive 4-player res when you res the right one or two people. So they're coming down main here with that triple tank attack still on the plate. Bigger shatter coming out of Super Snipe. He takes someone for a ride who just went flying. Oh, there are so many kills on the board. That ultimate going off. Nano Monkey has been deployed. Supercharger on the field. Wetseed backed into a corner and smashed into oblivion. Fish launches the tag visor, gets completely devoured by Danger Davis. And Innuendos is taking battlefield control. Blaze CC getting bounced around. Those barriers coming out. Danger Davis does get demaxed. Blaze CC using that hammer to great effect. And it looks like Rousfer on the delay Mei here is going to save the day.
I gotta say, Kraos on the point doing a lot of work here, just cleaning up. It looks like Mei's gonna be on the point, staying alive. She's gonna have a Winston fight, but she's really the only one on the point. Innuendos is slowly taking it and cleaning up.
Oh, that Earth Shatter! It only got one or two people, but it's the right people. Super Snipe takes a dive for the team to save the day. Chaos gets nuked out! Ladies and gentlemen, Innuendos is back on the board with 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
I gotta say, on that last point, the guy I was watching was Kraos. He was just coming in doing a huge amount of work. We did see the Mei on Shark Logic doing a lot of work, staying on the point, but in the end, she did get taken out there. And Innuendos really just showing their dominance on that map, surprisingly, when it was actually Shark Logic's pick.
I gotta say, let's talk first off about Super, and that golden axe was well earned because the Rhine play, here we go, this was a big ult, and then the Fire Strike right into Chaos, taking him out, saving the day because Chaos had res. That play right there was essential to their victory on point A. And let's talk about a little bit about target prioritization, because one thing I really like about Innuendo's ult usage is they're always willing to burn an ult, and even if they're only going to get one person, if it's the person who's going to win the fight. Right at the end, I think I saw a barrage just to take out Ghost on Mercy, just to stop that res again. So props to Innuendos for excellent target prioritization. The score is now tied up at 1-1. We are going to King's Row.
Mukai, what did you see in that fight that really stood out to you, and what player do you think was clutch on both teams?
It was honestly the thing that I didn't see, kind of the dog that didn't bark in the night. I didn't see much out of Shark Logic's Mercy play. There was one good res in there, but while Innuendos was getting a lot of very clutch reses, I wasn't seeing as much from what Shark Logic was getting out of their support ults.
I gotta say, on my side, what I was seeing, basically Innuendos, I gotta say, Super was the guy I was watching on their team. The entire time he's just coming in, really nice Earth Shatters and really nice charges and really controlling the points for his team.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. Super got about 3 or 4 clutch plays that could have any one of them by themselves turned the round. When you stack all of those up together, I mean, you saw the card, 11 stuns, 18 Earth Shatter kills in that map. That's a pretty good number.
Absolutely. So, folks, we are going to King's Row. Shark Logic has chosen to defend first. And this is for all the marbles, all the glory, all of the imaginary points. And it looks like both teams are immediately ready to go. So, we are going into King's Row. Shark Logic defending. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started.
I hate to say it, but, you know, the Icon game switched it up, man. Innuendos won that one.
The Icon haters have been proven wrong this day. So, folks, like I said, we've got Innuendos playing defense. No, we've got Shark Logic playing defense for Shark Logic now in the blue, Innuendos in the red. And we're going to just give these compositions a moment or two to resolve themselves here because tormenting casters with hilarious off-meta picks is a time-honored tradition.
I gotta say, this is once again a different map set from the one that we saw before. We saw 2CP, we saw King of the Hill, and this is going to be a hybrid map. So it's going to be very interesting to see how both teams approach this. And I hope it looks like we are going to see Pharaohs coming out from both teams once again. I gotta say, the Pharaohs are the right choices because they have been doing a lot of damage and haven't been super duper contested in these last few games.
We see Danger Davis now on Widowmaker, and this could mean one of two things. One, it could actually mean an opening Widowmaker, which on King's Row is one of the strongest plays you can make. On the other hand, it's a common choice just to kind of spy people out. So you can see Rousfer has given away his position on Soldier, hopping over to the top. The rest of the team is mostly hanging back, though that Orisa shield is definitely going to be visible. So at this point, you have some choices. Oh, hold on. Nah, that can't be. An attack Symmetro. Do you think we're going to see it happen? I'm not. Nope. Just screwing with the spawn room. All right. Well, that dream is dead.
It's not dead yet, but I mean, I don't think it. I don't think it's alive either. I definitely do not expect to see an attack Symmetra coming out, and they got plenty of time to change it. 3 seconds, and yeah, she goes immediately to D.Va. Very sneaky.
But I wouldn't mind seeing some. Yep, Widow sticking around, trying to get some clutch shots. Lands one shot onto Rousfer, driving him back. They now know that there's a Widow on the field. Super Snipe driving around the corner. The Fire Blast play going back and forth with the D.Va to help out. Coming around the corner now, Tomiko dropping some fire. No real engagement from the side of Shark Logic just yet. I'm sorry.
Looks like Innuendos is really actually going to push in right about now. Reinhardt goes in and charges Reinhardt, and Reinhardt fight in the back, but it looks like we got an Ana potion coming out as well.
Oh, and what were we talking about? Pharahs and Widowmakers? This is a red kill feed, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute calamity. The point is flipped almost immediately by that attack. Attack Widow on this point. So deadly, so effective.
Gotta say, Tomiko's on fire as well with D.Va, so we just saw overall a really strong push coming in from Innuendos there, and they took that point basically without any contestation almost.
And they've got 2 snipers on their side. I can see Danger Davis and Hikaru focusing fire, and that was highly effective. Look, there goes Rousfer once again. As they come around the corner here, D.Va taking control of the high ground. Super Snipe giving cover, allowing Danger Davis to just get work done, controlling the battlefield. Tomiko now flying around the side. No DPS, no hit scan to stop Tomiko until Soldier gets back from the fray. Oh, both Reinhardts go charging right into each other. Super Snipe forcing the back up. That shield is cutting him off from Hikaru's support. Forced to back up a little bit here as they come around the first corner. This is where most teams make their real stand. Let's look at the ultimates, ladies and gentlemen. Gauss with that ult charge. The ultimate goes off. Blaze CC takes a ride, gets dropped by Super Snipe. Oh, immediately into a huge 4-player barrage off of Tomiko. That was a hell of a play. Back-to-back ultimates, dropping all the defenses and just going ham.
Oh my God, Super Snipe there with the hammer down, followed immediately by Tomiko's barrage. They just cleared the point there, man. That was ridiculous. They're going to take this point without contestation. We actually see Blaze coming in here trying to contest it, but I don't think this is the right play here. I think they should fall back before they get hammered down again.
6 minutes on the clock. Here comes the ultimate out of the opposing side. Blaze dropping the ultimate, but getting taken out. Hikaru now, counter Widow play, ladies and gentlemen. We have Widows on both sides. Danger Davis taking the better of the engagement, but whereas the cart refused to stop during the entirety of Streets phase, now in the Foundry, Shark Logic is making a desperate stand, trying to stop the offensive with 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. They have finally gained control of the payload, and it's going to be up to Innuendos to find another way to push on to this point.
Well, I actually noticed Innuendo's Super Snipe was a little too deep in there, and his team was not supporting him, so he got taken down there very quickly. But they are going to have a little bit of an easier spawn now, so they can get to this point very quickly, and we're going to see some engagement already.
Super Snipe almost has that ultimate. Contagion drops the beat. There goes Diva. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Diva is down. Reinhardt is down. Nobody to stop that ultimate from going off. And look at that war chest, folks. Innuendos with 6 fully armed and operational ultimates, just ready to unload. Gaos is down. There will be no res. Blaze CC charges around the corner. Oh, but he's out of position. Contagion takes a dive all the way into the back. Super Snipe is now way too deep, getting kills left and right. Holy hell, Danger Davis. And now the ultimate is on to Super Snipe. He has gone nano crazy, swinging, taking out Weedsy again. Oh, Fish with a sneaky ultimate on the back, taking out 2. Chaos goes down. Holy hell, that ultimate might have saved the day. Here comes the nuclear launch, in over the top. Super Snipe blocks it out. It's a much more even fight. That attack from behind was a huge game changer. Blaze CC gets poofed off into oblivion. Tomiko takes out their counterpart. Ultimate now dropped on the other side. Nuke goes off, no kills. Rousfer bouncing around on the payload. Switching to the main now to try to hold them out. Battle going back and forth. Benvigo drops the beat. Can they bring it home? 4 minutes on the clock. Gaos back in play. Rocket Barrage goes off. Gaos out of play. 2 kills from Tomiko before getting taken down by the counterpart. 3 down on the side of Shark Logic. Fish trying to stay out of the way of that hammer. The payload creeps closer. Contagion's down. No one's in position. And it goes home, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock. Innuendos with a screeching time into the Foundry phase.
Oh my gosh, Innuendos is just pulling this out of their pocket, out of nowhere. That first match, I was thinking Shark Logic was really going to be the dominating force, but Innuendos has shown that when it comes to capturing points and defending points, that they are rock solid.
I would just like to say, as the cameraman, for a big part of that fight, I just left the camera on Super Snipe and leaned back in my chair to watch.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Super Snipe has been putting in a lot of work, especially with his hammer down, or should I say with his Earth Shatters. And the combo with Tomiko as the Pharaoh was just like cleaning up, especially on that first point. Very well done there by Innuendos. And we need to see Shark come out and do, evolve a little bit and actually take control.
I'd also like to give special props to Danger Davis. The Widow pick, which stuck around for the majority of that match, was highly, highly decisive. They were able to take control of the airspace and the long-range battles. And there are a lot, even within the close quarters of the Streets phase, there's still a lot of long lines of fire in King's Row. And Danger Davis was landing hits, decisive, important hits throughout that whole fight.
Yeah, it looks like once again we are going to see Shark Logic this time coming in on the offense. I'm hoping that they can put together a very strong offense, but they do have a Zenyatta and a Ferris, and they actually have Rousser going on the Widowmaker as well, so maybe they want to try a little bit of Widowmaker themselves here. The defense actually has a Symmetra, so that's going to be a key person to watch because she's going to be putting up shields and teleports for her team. So if those aren't taken out immediately, and I don't see who on Shark Logic would take those out, in my opinion. What do you think there?
My guess would be Fish. Fish is the person for it. A good Pharah is a very strong Symmetra counter. The AoE makes it easy to take out the turrets, and the heavy direct fire damage makes the buildings, the teleports, and shield generators highly vulnerable. But remember, Tomiko has a 70% win rate in competitive. So it's all going to depend on how fast that ult builds up. Super Snipe just waving high in the choke as Fish comes in over the top. Let's see what path of attack Shark Logic chooses. Tomiko not building ult incredibly fast. Danger Davis and Hikaru are a little bit up on that. Rousfer on the Roadhog, a great engage choice. Good for pulling Diva in and out of position. Let's see where we go here. Weedsy eating up most of those orbs, denying a lot of that value. Just a lot of back and forth here at the main choke as they try to decide what is going to be their line of attack. Rousfer now tasting the wrath of those turrets. That Symmetra value starting to show up. But still just a lot of back and forth. Slowly moving around the right-hand side. Oh, Kracios gets pulled out of position and lasered down by Zarya. That was an excellent combination. Let's see if they can capitalize on this.
Looks like they might be able to capitalize on that. Looks like Zenyatta's going to come around the back here. But in the end, Innuendos is going to hold pretty strong defense. It doesn't look like the Diva loss was really a big play there. We have great plays coming in on the point as well. But so far, Innuendos is really holding their own and controlling this area.
Tomiko has ultimate. Let's see. Tomiko's going on a little field trip, going to deploy that ultimate. Benvigo gets taken out by a turret. This ultimate needs to go up quickly. They opted for the teleporter. They're going to be able to reinforce incredibly fast. Here comes the engagement, ladies and gentlemen. Super Snipe takes Contagion on a little road trip. gets ultimate, gets taken out. Can that teleporter turn the tide of battle? They have to contest, and they need to start getting some kills here. We need Battle Symmetra on the point. Benviglo drops ult. Danger Davis with the tack visor and the ultimate. Can the on a nade turn the tide of battle here? Doesn't look like it. They weren't able to get a whole lot of value. Shoving Weedsy off. Now, there goes a big ultimate out of Super Snipe. Fish counters out with a 3-player barrage. Absolutely huge. They're able to contest, and the reinforcements keep on coming. But it looks like Shark Logic has decisive control of the point. Fish going absolutely off right now, ladies and gentlemen. Benviglo tries to get on the point, gets hooked and taken out. Weedsy, another road trip. Super Snipe back on the point. That teleporter is doing its work. Is it enough? Rossford pops ult, blasts his enemies left and right. It's not going to be enough. They capture the point with 4 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock.
Even with those teleports, you notice that the minute that Shark Logic really got control of that point and they were all on that point together, no matter who came in, they really couldn't get pushed off. And it looked like Shark, every once in a while, Innuendos would come in with 4 people or 5 people. But if you got 6 people on a point together, even a teleporter won't make a difference.
Absolutely. So now Shark Logic moving in to take control of the streets phase. A couple of scouts going and a couple of forward positions. Up to Innuendos to decide how they're going to contest this. Moving in over the high ground. Ooh, that hook almost went off. Praise Kaplan. Hook 3.0 saved him. Battle is on both sides now with a couple of people getting scattered in the alleys. Oh, Super Snipe going in, taking out Chaos with a charge. That is a big 4-player grab right there, but no follow-up is going to go off. Benviglo gets taken off in the background. Fish once again with the big kills. Nuclear launch detected, takes out Rousfer. That should be enough just to barely turn the tide of battle. Innuendos regaining control of the cart. Fish trying to hop up into the air, dodging that fire out. Taking out Danger Davis, so once again, gotta hand it to Fish before going down to Kracios. So Shark Logic does get pushed off.
I gotta say, these Pharaohs are really just uncontested here. I saw Tomiko in there the entire time just hammering down damage onto Shark Logic there. So really seeing this damage that's not being taken care of from both sides is kind of interesting. But in the end, it's gonna mean that the defense is able to hold once again.
In the last match, we saw the difference that having Widow on the field made. With so much emphasis. Oh, big Blaze Super Snipe Earthshatter gets booped out of the way before he can get a kill. That was close. That was, I want to say that was a good play on the side of their defense. Ooh, close quarters. Fish implodes from that rocket barrage. Kills on both sides of the feed right now, ladies and gentlemen. Super Snipe charging in, surrounded by enemies, gets melted. Not a good way to go out. And now with no defenses on the point, it's really just a scrum between both sides. Oh, there goes Diva. Weedsy is down. Nano Visor on the field. No Diva to stop it. Danger Davis running around the corner, mowing them down left and right. In pops the Zenyatta, but it's not soon enough to save the rest of the team. Danger Davis gets taken out by Fish. And again, just it seems like neither side can maintain full control of the payload, but that's all you need when you're on the defense. 1 minute, 50 seconds on the clock. Tomiko drops Scales and then immediately gets deleted from existence. Benviglo hopping in and out, just darting in, stalling out the cart. They're not winning decisive engagements, but they're keeping the engagements going. Rouser rounds the corner with Whole Hog, blasting everyone off the payload, buying some time. A nice sleep dart from Hikaru to stop him out. Super Snipe back on the payload, giving ground. Forced around the corner, charging in, just smacks into the payload. You can't take it out that way, folks. Self-destruct, sneaking in over the side, gets 2. Weedsy taking out Super Snipe. That's going to be key for this next push. I think they're going to take it all the way here.
Gotta say, no, they're definitely gonna take all the way here. Diva's on the point. Looks like she's gonna self-destruct. Will it get anybody? Oh, does plans to get a Fish, I believe, but besides that, it doesn't clean up. And it looks like Kraos is really gonna have to fall back here and wait for a team to come. I don't think Large Shark Logic will be able to contest this. They might, though. They're actually coming on force now. We have Reinhardt coming in on the point as well.
Absolutely. Innuendo's coming out to defend. A huge, and then countered out by the Earthshatter. Super Snipe escapes a deadly experience. Excellent play, but then gets hooked out and deleted from existence. The tack visor, the nano visor is deployed once again. Nope, scratch that, just the visor. Not enough, too many defenses on their side. They managed to take out Contagion before getting blown up. That was a well-timed sound barrier to give some defense there. Tomiko going now, returning the favor from Fish. Left and right, Rouser drops him. 20 seconds on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Rouser trying to clear the payload, but Kracios with that defensive matrix doing all sorts of work to keep him back. Super Snipe on the point now. 24% on ult. Not going to be enough to get an Earth Shatter off. trying to make a push. Benvigo drops the beat. Here they come around the corner, trying to make a play. Fish gets purple on it. Super Snipe taking heavy damage. Rocket Barrage. Super Snipe dodges out of it. No kills on that side. Super Snipe in the back line. Just 1.17 meters. Both teams crowded around the payload, battling for control. The red side slowly winning. Innuendos with a nano barrage going off, mostly absorbed by Weedsy, but getting just enough work done, and a huge res coming out of Chaos. Oh, that switch paying off for them. They are back in this game. Here comes the nuke. Goes off, kills 3! Shark Logic back in the game, taking control with 1:30 on the point, and a boop kill onto Hikaru as they roll into Foundry by the skin of their teeth, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous. And look at everybody on the team is on fire right now except Blaze. But I gotta say, man, everybody was putting in work. Even Raupster on the hog, I was actually keeping an eye on him. He was just going in, getting hook after hook and really cleaning up for the team. And those ult uses were just perfect coming out of Shark Logic there.
It's inevitable at this point that Shark Logic won't be able to match that time, but they might be able to. Oh, Danger Davis getting hooked out of position. A massive Earth Shatter. They need to get the right target. Here comes the nuke. Not nearly enough. Lacy C goes down. They're able to do some cleanup here. Raupster now popping that ultimate.
Oh, falls off the map.
Them boops. Benviglo, the boop king, going off once again. Wheezy drops Hikaru. No res on this side. The scrim is still going back and forth. Chaos has the res in their pocket, but not enough people dead on the battlefield. Maintaining battlefield control. Fish goes off with that ultimate. Takes out Super Snipe before the sound barrier comes out to counter it. Going back and forth, 25 seconds left on the clock. Can they around the corner? No defensive matrix on the side of Shark Logic. They're still trying to go for a Rousfer back in the battle. He needs to pull Kracios out of position and delete him from existence if they want to take this out. Ultimate's on the side of Innuendos. Kracios is out of mech. Benviglo bouncing around on the payload. Tomiko coming in around the corner, gets pulled out of position, saved by that Ana ult, or by that Mercy save. Lacy C takes out Kracios. Anyone's game at this point. High Noon deployed. A big Earth Shatter coming out. Fish takes 2. That ultimate didn't get anything done. Ladies and gentlemen, they could be taking this all the way home. They are in overtime. Super Snipe trying to keep this payload alive while that slow overtime respawn rate comes in. Kracios dodging out around the corner. Pulled in. Demaxed. Buying time, but will it be enough? 5 members of Shark Logic back in play. Kracios gets deleted from existence. They need to get into play right the hell now.
Oh.
Coming in now. That Winston bubble on the point. The swap off is real. Here they come. Fish over the top, dropping the rockets. Gets Hikaru. No res coming in from the side of Innuendos. Super Snipe takes a dive. They're both down. Fish with a massive barrage. Kracios absorbs some of it, trying to keep this point alive. Tomiko gets 2. Chaos with a 2-player res. Kracios, 2 nukes launched at the same time. Binary Star. Holy hell!
Oh my god!
Hikaru with the counter res. Ladies and gentlemen, it is pandemonium in King's Row as both sides drop everything they have and then finally stop them at the last minute. Ladies and gentlemen, Innuendo takes the match in an absolute fireworks display of a last point.
Wow, the double diva nuke, man, that was crazy.
Well played to both sides. The victory was well deserved, but Shark Logic should feel good about that final push. And then here we go with Fish with the play of the game. Well played, but there were so many contenders in that last match.
That was
So
really,
many perfectly good
so
options for
many.
play of the game.
I gotta say that last point was ridiculous, and then the diva nukes at the end. They actually got I think they got 3 people each, but in the end, that benefited the defense more than it did the offense.
One thing I'd
Lukai,
like
what
to
would you
point
say?
out is in that last push for, having a senior moment here already. It's been a long night. For Shark Logic, on that push, Ben had 3 Graviton Surges, and only the last one got a single kill. That's not on him. That's a general ult coordination problem. When you have that many of key ults like the Graviton Surge and kills aren't resulting, that means something is not working right, and Innuendos punished them. Innuendos was able to set up the ult combos, Shark Logic just wasn't.
Well played to both teams. Again, we saw some star plays on both sides in the end. Innuendo's ultimate coordination and icon coordination take the day. They are going to go on, and we're going to get ready for our next match here, folks. It is going to be LSD Flashbacks versus Robot House.
Robot House!
Somebody had to do it.
I had to, or you would have.
Yep, it had to be done. Let's talk a little bit about this upcoming game, folks. Division, I want to say, what was it? Division 9?
15.
Division 15 confirmed. All right, so this is a Division 15 match. LSD Flashbacks coming in exactly platinum with a team average of 2,500, and Robot House 2,507, which is negligible, not really a noticeable difference. On the side, on the side of LSD Flashbacks, we've got Mars, who plays a lot of DPS characters, Soldier, Pharah, and Ana. Blorist, Ana, Soldier, Mercy. Karma, who plays Zarya and Roadhog primarily. Hail Hydra, who plays Rhine, Ana, and Winston. Buddha's Buddy plays Zarya, Zenyatta, appropriately, and Lucio. Method Ace, Diva Tracer. Budapest plays Ana, Zarya, and Lucio, and then Rutrium, the last member of their team. On the other side, Robot House will be fielding Japes of Wrath, a Genji Ana Lucio player, Papas, a Pharah Diva, Univeri, Zen Hog Reinhardt, so a tank and port main, Gasparcito, Soldier, Pharah, Ana, Fez on mostly tanks, Ryan, Winston, Hog, but also Soldier and Tracer. So a lot of hit scan play and tank play there. QWERTY, who mains Mercy, The Folk Metal on Diva Reinhardt, and Mr. Fuji, Diva Ana Zarya. So a very good spread. A lot of flexibility on the side of Robot House, I got to say. Primarily tanks with some support play in there as well. So, Mukai, what are your thoughts on what we're going to see in terms of strengths and weaknesses for these teams coming out of the gate?
I think we're going to see a lot of two-tank play, a lot of the classic 2-2-2. One thing I'm not sure on is whether or not the Flashbacks are going to be able to pull the pharmacy like both teams last time were. Robot House definitely is. If they've got QWERTY and they've got Pappas, those two are two of their best players by SR. One's a Mercy main, one's a Pharah main, so I would expect to see a steady diet of that from Robot House.
We're just getting the lobby set up here while we wait, folks. Tough on Dirt, do you have any thoughts on the last match or the upcoming match while we get settled?
Might be having a little technical difficulties here, folks. I apologize. One thing I do want to point out additionally about Robot House, QWERTY224, their Mercy main, when you look at her stats, one of the things you notice immediately, she almost never dies. Fewer than 4 deaths a comp match, which is really good. The flip side of that, she doesn't res a lot of people, in the order of 5 or so people a match. That could mean one of two things. Either she does a lot of tempo reses, where she's only resing one person to go from, say, a 5v5 to a 6v5, or she holds on to her reses for too long and isn't getting impact there. Not going to know until we watch which one of those two is really the case.
Sorry about those technical difficulties. Just got back in here. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this match. Last match, I do gotta say, the Pharah was really just a person to take an eye on. Really, nobody was contesting Pharah. So in this match, if these guys are running Pharahs, I want to see once again if they can control what's going on in the sky.
And just getting at the lobby setup, putting the correct team names on the correct teams. So when you look at LSD Flashbacks and Robot House, if I look at the stats, Robot House looks very slightly better, but if you look at the actual results so far, Robot House is 0-2, while the Flashbacks are 3-1 and in the contention for winning this division. What that tells me, it might just be that the Flashbacks, they practice more together, they might be more coordinated, or it might be something we haven't seen at all. What do you think, Tuff?
You know, I'm not sure. I really don't think. For mine, sorry, what was the question again? My bad. I was inviting the other teams in.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Why do you think a team like the Flashbacks, who statistically might look a little weaker, a little less flexible than Robot House, has had so much better record so far in the division than a team like Robot House, which looks very good on paper?
There are a lot of things that go into that, but I gotta say, in my opinion, just in my personal opinion, and this may or may not be true, but whenever you have a team that just has good team dynamics, for example, if everyone on the team knows each other in real life, or if everyone on the team just really coalesces well together, even though on paper they may not look so well or they're so good, that because they have that connection, because they know each other so well, that can really push them up to the top there. And so I think, if anything, I'm not sure, I don't know these teams personally, but they might have that knowledge of each other and really might just be better at communicating.
Yeah, Gnomes, how about those teams that all know each other already? Uh,
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I disavow any knowledge to the contrary.
Looks like we're going to be doing Oasis as our first map. Our second map will either be Eichenwald or Watchpoint Gibraltar, two of my favorite maps. And if we go to a third, it will again be King's Row.
Now,
We're
in the
just
meantime, guys, if you guys haven't already, please check out Overwatch University. This is a place where you can find casters, you can find games, you can find scrims, you can find teams, you can find teammates. You can really find anything you want to learn and to really get involved with Overwatch. So check out Overwatch University. All the information's down at the bottom of your channel below. And if you want to hit that heart button in the corner there, that really helps out the channel as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. And, check out Overwatch University, man. It's where we are. It's where we want you to be.
We're just waiting on the team flashbacks to get ready here, folks. And building up on what Tough on Dirt mentioned there, one of the advantages of the Overwatch University League is that it's the only recreational league where teams from anywhere from Grandmaster Top 500 to Bronze can compete against their peers in a structured league structure. I said structure twice. The advantage is that you can really get a taste of the way Overwatch was meant to be played as a team with a strategy rather than the slings and arrows of the outrageous solo queue. It's a great way to learn more about the game, to meet friends, to conquer to the degree that you feel you ought to be conquering because you're able to actually coordinate everything. We're just waiting for a couple of people on the side of flashbacks to deploy.
So the two people that Robot House didn't bring, since they've got an 8-person roster, they're missing Univer, who was their Zen main and played a very assist-focused game. And they're also missing Mr. Fuji, who was one of their divas. They've got the Folk Metal, who is their other diva main, so that's not going to be a big hole in their comp.
Now I gotta say, that last game, the icon game was kind of interesting there. We had Innuendos lose the first match because their icons weren't all together. And the minute they switched that one, so all their icons matched up, they started winning. So, Gnomes, do you want to make a bet?
All I want to know is if Robot House is really going to give me a Junkrat, since they've got 5 Junkrat icons up right now.
That's going to be awesome, man.
One can always dream.
They do have the squid in the middle there, but yeah, if we saw a Junkrat coming out there from Robot House, that would just be awesome gameplay.
I would doubt that would come out on Oasis, at least. It's theoretically possible, and it can work against uncoordinated teams, but I'd more expect that to come out on your hybrid or payload maps, maybe your 2CP, etc.
Like, say, Eichenwald?
Like Eichenwald, yeah. All right, folks, Robot House is ready. Flashbacks is ready. We are going into this game. It's going to be Oasis in Week 7 of Overwatch University League. Here we go.
Right off the bat, once again, we have a King of the Hill map, so it's going to be very interesting to see dynamically who gets to win this map. But the boops aren't going to be as strong as we saw last time. There are some cars that people can fly into, but for the most part, this is a very grounded map. And so I'm really looking forward to more seeing some damage on damage instead of the boops that we saw last time, which is so fun.
We'll be opening on the University map, ladies and gentlemen, characterized by its low ground defensive point with a lot of different access, a very important high ground position above it, a pit in the middle that does not lead to death unless there's a Symmetra nest down there, then God help us all, and multiple angles of high and low ground. But as was mentioned, except on the back of that high ground point, not a lot of environmental kills. So coming out of the side of Robot House, we've got Japes of Wrath on Diva, the Folk Metal playing Reinhardt Pappas on Farah, Gasparcito on Lucio, Querdy on Mercy, and Fez playing Tracer. In the other corner, Hail Hydra playing Reinhardt, Buddha's Buddy playing Ana, Method Ace on Tracer, Budapest on Zenyatta, Rutrium on Soldier, and Karma playing Roadhog. So
it looks like most teams are already out of the gates here. What kind of a fight are we seeing so far here, Gnomes?
Well, we're about to find out. Both sides engaging onto each other very quickly. With two Tracers, it's going to be very important to protect their back lines. Engagement here in the high ground. Papa's taking the first kill. Rutrium going down. An absolute brawl here in this close quarters combat. Robot House moving in to take control of the point. It isn't unlocked yet, but they've moved around the side. Jape Survive gets taken down by a sleep dart. Just trying to back off. Ooh, Fez pulled out of position and taken out. So while the flashbacks did get a couple of good kills there, Robot House taking control of the point first.
I gotta say, that room was not the place to be. They immediately lost their soldier in that room, and so flashbacks really had to come back and get it together on the point. And in the meantime, Robot was right on the Robot House is right on the point there, cleaning up.
That's correct. And ooh, a res coming out, a nice little tempo res there, just maintaining their defense. Rutrium running around the corner, gets electrocuted. Oh, Fez walks right into the time bomb, taken out. It was dropped in the corner. Not sure if that was a trap or a miss, but either way, it was fun to watch. And Karma now going around, taking out. Budapest flying around, glowing like a Christmas tree. Japes of Wrath and Papa's back on the point now, maintaining control, 35% in their favor. Supportal combat goes the way of Gasparcito, taking out Budapest. Japes of Wrath facing off against Hail Hydra, who has his support backline keeping him alive. Papa's flying around the corner. Karma hooks him in. Karma now engaging onto the point. Fez is in the backline. Nano Hog unleashed. Japes of Wrath flying to get out of the way. Didn't absorb that. Could have absorbed that with the defensive matrix. Gasparcito pops that ultimate. Doesn't get too much value off of that. And Robot House is maintaining control of the point. Ooh, Gasparcito hooked in, saved by Japes of Wrath. Robot House maintains control of the point. Flashbacks, despite a couple of good plays there, unable to push back in.
I gotta say, I thought Japes of Wrath would really defend with his with his little shield there, but in the end, he just flew away and let that whole hog go off on its own. But really, it looked like flashbacks just could not capitalize on that push, and in the end, we do have Robot House still controlling the point.
Absolutely. Method Ace trying to go in there, gets taken out. Not a lot of value. And once again, flashbacks going into this little kill room. Let's see. I mean, the folk metal with the lightning is able to hit virtually everyone at once. Budapest drops. Rutrium drops. Very close quarters. Ultimate unleashed. The monkey is loose, ladies and gentlemen, and he is hungry. He's bopping the hog around, batting him left and right, all the way off into oblivion. Ladies and gentlemen, we thought it couldn't be done, but that environmental kill did happen. Decisive victory for Robot House.
I can't believe the folk metal booped him from one side of the map to the other side and then off the cliff there. That's just, that is ridiculous.
Ooh, savage. All right, so we are on to the next point, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is the point characterized by the large T-shaped structure in the middle of the area. Looks like everyone on this match has a fair amount of ping. Let's see, just come around the side.
In the meantime, it looked like Robot House really just controlled that map very decisively there. They got the point very quickly, and the defense was very strong. At the same time, we saw the flashbacks coming in from that side room, and that side room really was killing them every time they tried to go in there. They would just get taken out very quickly because there's so little room in there, and because the folk metal could just hit everybody in those close quarters. Once again, we're going to see Robot House really coming into the point very quickly here, already on it. We do have, once again, flashbacks are in a small corner there, so they may not be able to get out here. We do have the folk metal jumping in, doing a little bit of damage on the Reinhardt and the Roadhog. It looks like slowly but surely flashbacks is going to get pushed back.
Like you said, they're sticking to these close quarters against a composition with a lot of splash damage. And you'd think that having the Roadhog as the brawler would pay off in close quarters like that, but really it's just the damage boosted Mercy Farah wrecking people left and right. Well, at least Hail Hydra gets to splatter Gasparcito against the wall, but just gonna go down in those close quarters once again. And Robot House in decisive control of the point right now. That's the second failed battle, and they're pushing up to spawn to lock flashbacks in.
I gotta say, the folk metal and Papoose, this is where they want to be. They want to be in those small rooms because they could really just put damage out in every direction. And that's exactly what they're doing. These are the two I've been watching so far, and I gotta say, they really have just been controlling those areas. We need to see the flashbacks really come together and figure out which way they want to approach because their approaches have not been correct so far.
I'd like to see them attack from multiple angles. I really think that that's going to help because the focus fire in one area not working out for them. They need to sneak around, get it some kind of a pick, not get blown up by Papoose's rocket barrage there, which, you know, Hail Hydra is taking out Fez with the bomb onto Buddha Buddy. And even if Budapest hadn't died, that was already the win taken out of the sails of that particular push. Flashbacks getting taken apart. The cleanup is now happening. Pappas lighting up the kill feed like crazy. Folk Metal pushing Rutrium all the way back to spawn, staggering him out. And bombarding the spawn door off of Pappas before withdrawing back to point. This is going to be a rough push in.
It's definitely going to be a rough push in. Once again, they actually came around the front there, had a lot more open space, but still, the rocket barrage really just cleaned up Hail Hydra and cleaned up Buddhas very quickly, and that's going to be a failed push there from Flashbacks. They really need to find a way to come in to three ults for Robot House, so we might have to see a comeback here.
Folk Metal engages onto the point. Hail Hydra is the nano monkey, but there's a self-destruct in the corridor. Takes out two. Nerf this indeed. Fez takes out Buddha's buddy, and let's see if that, nope, Rutrium doesn't get any value off of that one. Hail Hydra, last monkey standing, just probably gonna get taken out. Should probably, no, has to stay on the point. That is 99% to 0. Desperation time, folks, as Hail Hydra just lashes out. Method Ace now popping off with the ultimate, but blocked out by Death Metal's bubble. Excellent play on both sides. They have to clear the point, but they don't have really any particular rush because everything's going to favor them unless they start taking tons of casualties. Robot House taking out Karma. Yeah, so even if this goes horribly wrong, Folk Metal batting people around, not the best combo with Pappas' ult, but they get the job done. Down everyone goes. Robot House takes point 2.
Well played. Just so much control there shown by Robot House, and they even controlled their ults very well. You actually saw that last push that Flashbacks did. We only saw Lucio ult come out to really keep the Robot House team alive, and so their cohesion, like their work is just very well done and very well coordinated. And I gotta say, the Folk Metal, you called him Death Metal actually at one point, and I think that that's the best name. We should just call him Death Metal from now on. Death Metal and Papoose were just putting in work on that point, getting so much damage into the Flashbacks team.
Folk Metal's more of that, you've got that Celtic influence or the country influence, but right now all we're hearing is rough vocals and absolute murder coming out of this guy.
Yes.
One thing that I'm noticing here is that I have mentioned that if a team gets too hungry, if they're winning, if they want blood and they make mistakes because they get too aggressive, that can cost them a lot. But when you're decisively in control, you can afford quick bursts of utter aggression. And that's what Robot House did in that first engagement last round. They just crushed that push before it could even get started with 2 ultimates. They didn't deploy anything else. They used the exact right amount of bloodthirst, killed the push, and then resumed a calm play style. And it's working out for them. This engagement is taking place on the high ground as Robot House once again gets to the point first. All 6 on the point, and they just sweep it right up with only 1 kill. Hail Hydra now in the stairwell, trying to get some work done. Both monkeys firing back and forth. A very scrimmy engagement on the high ground. I want to say that Flashbacks has a little bit better positioning this time, although that was a very quick ultimate on the side of Folksy Death Metal. Now rampaging through their line. Bomb goes off. 3 kills, 4 kills. Pappas lighting up the kill feed once again. He's blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die, everyone dies. Japes of Wrath takes out Karma. That is another sweep up on the side of Robot House.
Wow, that was just ridiculous. Seeing Bulk come in there, we actually noticed that once again, Robot House did come into the point very quickly there and actually took the high ground, made sure nobody was on the high ground. Noticed Flashbacks was coming in the room to the corner there and actually took the fight to them. And just, there was a huge skirmish in there, but in the end, we did see that Papoose was just coming in there cleaning up, and the Folk Metal guys ult immediately popped it. A very good choice on his part.
Good engage on the side of Folk Metal there, going on to the DPS and the healer. Good Zarya support from the side of Flashbacks to keep him alive. Pappas unloading, taking out their only answer and the main tank. Big res coming out. That was an excellent res on the side of Budapest. Both sound barriers dropping now. The battle resumes back and forth. Rutrium popping the ult, going after Death Metal. That is a high value target, drops him, going into Japes of Wrath, into the ultimate. There goes a res and an ultimate bubbled off by Winston for the save. Purdy with the double res, keeping this battle going in the favor of Robot House, who still has control of the point. There goes the ultimate, that is the Graviton Field, and the ultimate goes off into it. Nothing done. Buddha's Buddy gets one off of Gasparcito, but nothing done, ladies and gentlemen. 83%. Hail Hydra getting a nice kill onto their healer. And Hail Hydra's turn. It is King Kong versus King Kong, as both Winstons going wild on each other, bouncing back and forth. But victory is going to the side that already maintains control of the point. 96, 97. Folk Metal drops Karma. 99%, ladies and gentlemen. Hail Hydra takes a nasty pulse bubble, but remains strong. Folk Metal is down. Looks like LSD Flashbacks is trying to rack up some percentage, trying to stay in this before they get 3-0'd. Brutrium shuts down 2 members of the team. Excellent kills, once again killing their main answer to that flying death. Down goes Budapest. Folks, I think they're gonna sweep it here. Buddha's Buddy is the last one bouncing around on the point. Karma's coming in with the bubbles, trying to keep him alive. Buddha's Buddy backs off to recover for a moment, tries to ult, gets blasted out by Popos again, wreaking absolute carnage. Karma's beam doing some damage here. Methodace just trying to keep this point alive, gets out of the area of effect for a moment. Brutrium pops ult, not getting any value here. Completely shut down, killed by Fez. One man standing, Hail Hydra bouncing around, keeping that point lit, trying to stay alive. Off the point now, Budapest flies in, nothing done, and ladies and gentlemen, that is a 3-0 victory going to the side of Robot House.
Gotta say, once again, it was Folk Metal and Papoose. These were the guys that I was keeping my eye on. Let's see what the game of the play of the game was. And yes, it goes to our favorite guy, Death Metal, Folk Metal here on the point. Let's see what he does. Immediately pops that rage, goes in, going for the Mercy if he can, does get the... We're able to get the kills I need, pushing away Hail Hydra, pushing away Budapest as well, and gonna clean up on the Zarya. Very well played there, and that is what you want to see in the play of the game. Popping that ult immediately was just the right thing to secure at that point.
Look at those kills. I mean, it may have been Papas lighting up the kill feed in that particular engagement, but it was anytime those two were deciding to control one area, everyone in that area just died. The target prioritization on the side of Robot House is pretty good coming out of this match. Next up, it is going to be either Eichenwald or Gibraltar. We'll let Robot House decide.
And the one thing I want to note on there, the eliminations, that's a good stat. The thing that I paid attention to the most when I saw the cards was Cordion Mercy. 65% kill participation. That's crazy. That means 2/3 of everyone who died to somebody that Mercy had a beam on. That's extremely good situational awareness.
Now, I would like to see Flashbacks really coming back and putting more effort into, especially Papoose. I think Papoose was just in the air, constantly putting out damage. Her rocket barrages were just insane on the last map. So really, Flashbacks do need to control Papoose and especially Folk Metal a little bit better, and keep an eye out for Mercy as well, because apparently she's doing 65% kill participation. So really, overall, there's a lot of people on Robot House that we gotta take into account and really look over.
And we're going to Eichenwald first.
The prophecy is true. If they're going to pull out a Junkrat, it's going to be here. We have readies on. Let's check Flashbacks here, see if they're good to go. I would like to see maybe some Widow come out. I'd like to see some sort of dedication to controlling the skies. I think Flashbacks knows what they need to do. They need to avoid those close quarters, and they need to control the skies. If they can do those things, they'll be in good shape. Let's see how they handle it now that they're going into one of our favorite maps, the German Tower, Eichenwald.
And again, Flashbacks is the team that's 3-1, and it doesn't look like it, so you've got to wonder what's going on right now with Robot House. Have they just not been able to assemble the team that they've wanted, or is something deeper going on?
Well, the Robot House cleaned up on their opponent's home map. Let's see if Flashbacks can return the favor.
I gotta say now, this is different from a King of the Hill map. These hybrid maps are just essentially different creatures. So we might actually see Flashback coming back and really taking dominance on this map.
Very true. If Robot House's strength is that deathmatch style team play, then that would obviously benefit them on a King of the Hill control map. But if the objective focused and non-synchronized gameplay, the asynchronous style of offense-defense mode plays better to flashback style, then we could see something entirely different. Let's talk about what we're coming out here with. On the defense, Japes of Wrath for Robot House playing Diva, Folk Metal now switching over to Reinhardt, Papa sticking with that deadly Pharah, Gasparcito still on Lucio, QWERTY on Mercy, and Fez on Soldier 76. So their answer to the Pharah, if they play Pharah, which Hail Hydra is going to be that Soldier. Meanwhile, on the offense, Hail Hydra on Pharah. Buddha's Buddy showing a couple of different tanks here. Looks like right now showing Orisa and then Reinhardt. Method Ace on Diva, Budapest on Ana, and Rutrium on Mercy, Karma on Soldier. So we've got a 2 burst healers on the side of the offense, and what looked like a dive comp now going into a fairly standard comp with a lot of flight capability. They are out the gate, ladies and gentlemen. Karma running around the side. The flight team going in over the top, throwing in some rockets. Let's see where they choose to engage. This is traditionally the poke of the choke part, where they just go back and forth trying to build up some charge, but it looks like they're moving right in. They're going to go around the left-hand side with Hail Hydra controlling the right-hand side. Japes of Wrath engages into the choke. Karma trying to control the high ground. Tanks squaring off on the left-hand side of the map. Ooh! Folk Metal charges off and then gets a nice hit. Everyone on the side of Robot House has been perped. Japes of Wrath wins the Diva duel. Folk Metal going ham on Buddha's Buddy, who has an excellent line of support. That burst healing really being put to the test. Budapest is down. There goes the burst healing. And the hammer is down, ladies and gentlemen, taking people out left and right. And this attack is over.
I gotta say, I was watching Japes of Wrath in that last match, and he was really just controlling every person that came towards him. He was really taking Hail Hydra, giving him a run for his money. Hail Hydra was all up in the air, and Japes just flies immediately into his face and almost kills him before he had to fall back there. So really, this defense is being held pretty strongly here by Robot House.
Ooh, Pappas with the Mercy assist. Oh, bigger shatter! Death Metal encounters his Buddha's Buddy. They are going left and right. The support line has been broken. Both Reinhardts die at the exact same time. Honorably. Method Ace now trying to escape. Ooh, a res coming out. This could change things around, ladies and gentlemen. D-Mech in the back line. Buddha's Buddy going in. Fez cleaning up Method Ace with that Mercy assist. And they are not ready to give up this point. Papoose taking out Hail Hydra. Big Earth Shatter. 3 players squished against the wall. Papa's unleashing hell. Sound barrier going off, probably superfluous at that point, honestly, folks. QWERTY has the res once again. Fez has the res. Japes has the res. And it's going to be another attack. Hail Hydra now swapping off the Pharah onto the McCree. This tells us exactly one thing. And Rutrium swapping off of Mercy to Zenyatta. This is a team that has exactly one purpose. Make Pharah die.
I gotta say, man, that last point, we actually had like 5 ults there for Robot House, so we're actually using that Lucio ult. They still have the ult advantage here. We do have flashbacks coming in slowly but surely, but it looks like once again they're actually gonna get disconnected somewhat. Reinhardt v Reinhardt, but it looks like Buddha's gonna go down, and it looks like Diva for the offense is gonna go down as well. She's centered out here all alone, and that's gonna be another failed push because both tanks are down for the offense here.
So in that engagement, Folk Metal really took Buddha's Buddy on a ride. Almost looked like they were going to go into oblivion. But not only that, the entire team, Robot House, just jumped into that corner. Folk Metal squishing Hail Hydra against the wall. And Buddha's Buddy trying to fall back. Method Ace with the defense matrix keeping him alive. But Buddha's Buddy is down, being aggressively pushed all the way back to spawn. Minute on the clock. Racking up that charge. Folk Metal has another ultimate in the barrel. 3 ults on the side. Buddha's Buddy has now swapped off onto Zarya, which I think is something he's a little more comfortable with. But on the other hand, that's not going to leave any defenses against the Death Metal Hammer.
I gotta say, we've been giving a lot of credit to Papoose here in this match, but I've actually been keeping an eye on the Diva, Japes of Wrath as well. It seems like every person on
Oh my god, the Earth Shatter! Death in the corner, folks! Papa's dropping that ultimate, and the self-destruct fired into the back. Folk Metal running up to catch it on his shield just in time, saving Mercy. Hail Hydra goes down in the firefight. Holy hell, ladies and gentlemen, that Earth Shatter just killed the dream. Attack visor going off on both sides. Fez takes the better of it, racking up a neat triple kill. Buddha's Buddy goes down, and folks, that is gonna be a wipe unless we can see nope, there's no res coming in the barrel. 9 seconds left on the clock, no progress on the point. This is gonna be a decisive hold for Robot House.
I gotta say, man, it was well played. And let's see it here. Diva throws her ult just to get it going, but that's gonna be the end of the game. Well played by Robot House, just showing such dominance on the defensive side here. And really, I don't think they lost. They even came close to losing a single fight that match.
Let's, again, talk about target prioritization. That's what I've seen coming out of Robot House over and over. They simply all focus on making the same thing die at the same time. They've got a good line of support, and I also admire Flashback's line of support. Early on, they were doing a good job of keeping their Reinhardt, Buddha's buddy, alive for the most part. The problem was Papoose coming in over the top and killing Ana. Papoose was focused on Ana most of the battle, and breaking that line of support was critical to the Reinhardt versus Reinhardt fights.
I gotta say, on Flashback's team, there was just a couple times where they really broke up into two groups, and that was a fault in their plan, because basically Robot House would choose one group, destroy that group, and then come back to the other group. And so we actually noticed Karma, and I believe it was Methadace who was on Diva. They actually rode into this back room here and tried to fight a Reinhardt v Reinhardt, but immediately Robot House's team was there really to reinforce them, and so they cleaned up there very well. But I'm looking forward to seeing Flashback coming in with a different defense. They actually got Bastion with 2 barriers, so that's going to be a very strong, strong defense if they can hold robots. It. I gotta say the shield turret. That's like, I've heard that's the meta. I've heard that's a huge meta. Tell me a little bit more about this meta here.
Well, there was a fear when Orisa came out and with Symmetra's barrier that the barrier meta was going to take over. But that pretty much immediately got swept aside by the dive meta, which is predominant at higher levels of play. Speaking of which, it looks like Robot House is coming out with a dive of their own. Fez to break up the back line. Rooch, let's see if they can go up against this, because with this line of support that we're seeing here, this could be an excellent way to hold off. It really depends on the positioning. Because Pappas is going to be able to put down a lot of fire. And notice how little they have to get. Also, Japes is able to mostly just consume. Yep, just jumping right onto Rutrium. Rutrium takes out... Oh, it's working, folks. It's working. They're getting a lot of kills right now. Karma on the point, holding them off. Papoose, that anti-aircraft gun going off like crazy. Because let's not just talk about the barriers here. Let's talk about the sheer amount of Daka that they can throw down. Soldier, Bastion, Orisa. That is a ton of just fire. And if you want to keep an aircraft out of the air, you fill the air with flak. That was a good first hold. Not a lot of progress on the point, but can they do it for another 3 minutes and 14 seconds?
I was going to say that you got to keep an eye on Papoose, and the minute I thought that, Papoose went down, and so the Flashbacks are now doing a great job of taking out the Pharah and controlling the skies. But this is a very interesting hold, because it's not necessarily easy to keep. You notice everybody had to fall from that top area fairly quickly, and they may not be able to hold it once again. So I do want to see Hammer down.
Big Earth Shatter. Can you take him out? Yes, the kills are coming in, folks. Look at that kill participation. Hail Hydra gets taken out. That's probably not going to be enough. The res comes out, only gets Hail Hydra. That is, I mean, probably not a bad move, honestly. All things considered, keeping your team alive, not the worst play you could make. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for them to hold off.
We still have a ult advantage, just barely, for Flashbacks here. They might actually be going a very good defense here. They're doing very strong. They're falling back when they need to, and they're coming in, getting the kills, and resetting. And that's exactly what we want to do on this defense.
Here comes the attack. It's a two-pronged attack. Japes of Wrath going right off the start, jumping immediately into Rutrium. But in order for this to work, they have to pierce all those defenses before Diva's defense matrix wears out. And it's just not working. Purdy with the double res. This could change the tide.
Oh! We have Retrium coming in using his ult, takes out the Diva pretty quick, or takes out the Pharah pretty quickly. Going for the Diva now. We do have a Winston on the point as well, but we might get it. Ooh, Flashback.
That's not happening. Hail Hydra pops ult. That bubble's going to give him a little bit of protection. Budapest is down. Earthshatter comes out, but there's no follow-up. Japes of Wrath taking him out. 6 players on the point, ladies and gentlemen. Rutrium cannot stay alive. Buddha's buddy is in play. Unless Budapest can fly down here with the speed of light, it is going to be over. Clicking down, ladies and gentlemen, winners of this match are going to be Robot House.
Well played. Just such dominance showed by Robot House. I gotta say though, I was proud of Flashback. They didn't let those other losses get to them, and that last fight, it really seemed like Flashback was making a comeback, and I gotta give it to him. Really for putting that together there. We are going to see the play of the game coming up in a second here. Let's see who gets that monumentous distinction. And it's going to be folk metal once again with a nice looking Reinhardt. Let's see what it does here. Probably one of those huge hammer downs we saw in the beginning here. Reinhardt be Reinhardt on the point, and we're going to see Reinhardt go down there pretty quickly. We got Budapest and Buddha go down. Karma goes down as well. That's that's a little story going on there, but well played by both teams, and congratulations